Dead.
I'm.
Sorry.
What?
Sorry, I misheard something. I don't know what I'm doing.
That's yeah, yeah.
That's my motto for life. I don't know what I'm doing.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to episode 11 of the Geekcast. I am Bobby, the Geek Guru. I am joined with my good friend from Scotland, Allan. Allan, how are you doing today?
I'm hungover, Bobby. I'm very hungover. Very hungover.
Oh boy! It just, you know what? You just feed into all those Scottish stereotypes when you start the show like this.
I do.
We are also joined by friend of the show, really good friend of ours, Julius. How are you doing, sir?
I'm fine, and I'm back with a stable internet connection this time, so there won't be any dropouts.
Let's wait till the episode's over before we start tooting our horn with that stuff. Okay.
Oh, okay, but I promise you.
Right now is where it drops off, and he's like.
That would be hilarious.
Oh, that would be.
He may make games, but he's got people to set up his internet and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
He pays people to do that now.
He's calling people from Image and Forum saying, like, hey, can you come check my stuff? And
yeah.
He had the real, like in the United States we have Best Buy, and they have our internet side of Best Buy called the Geek Squad, and you have a realistic Geek Squad that you can call up and be like, hey guys, can you actually look at this?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, we don't work that much with network coding and stuff like that, so, we make offline games. We know nothing about the internet. It's like, it's foreign. It's something we can't even touch.
That's crazy. Okay, so we're going to jump right into this. We're going to start this episode like we do every episode. We're going to talk about our Geek Outs, and Julius, we'll kick it to you this week. What are you geeking out about?
I'm geeking out about the new season of Doctor Who, basically. It's consumed all my life for these past weeks.
Oh man!
And it's great. It's like it's been a bumpy road, to say the least, these last few seasons, I believe. But it's off to a great start. I think we're 3 episodes in, and there's a new one tonight, and it's just super awesome. You watch a lot of Doctor Who, Allan?
Oh man. Yeah. But I'm a big fan of the old stuff and the new stuff, but yeah, I'm with you. Season 8 was so hit and miss. I love Capaldi, but that season was just really, it felt tonally like they just couldn't find a voice for him. And this first 2 episodes, they just seem to have hit, right, we know who he is, and let's go with it. And it'll be interesting. I've got a feeling this could be his last season. I think this kind of the Doctor dying thread has tied in so much with last season. This kind of
we should put a spoiler tag on this.
Yeah.
Spoilers. Yeah. I'm sure. I love it.
But yeah, it's going to be a really exciting season, I believe. So that's what I'm geeking out about.
A couple weeks ago, we did an episode with Karina and Toby and my wife Toni, and that was Karina's Geek Out. She was talking about Doctor Who, getting all excited, and after that episode, Toni and I actually started watching Doctor Who. We've never watched an episode. And the first season, I wasn't really, I was like, okay, I get the point of it, and it just felt real, dated, per se. So then we skipped, we watched the first episode, and I was like, I'm not going to stick with this. We watched the last episode of season 1. And then we watched the beginning of season 2, and that's where David Tennant comes in.
Yeah.
And it was really, it really started pulling me in. I was like, this is kind of cool, you know what I mean? So we're going to keep watching it. We're going to keep plugging along, but I'm, so far behind, it doesn't matter for spoilers for me, because by the time I get to where you guys are talking, I'll forget it. So,
you will love Tennant's Doctor.
Yeah, that's what Toby was saying.
The regeneration episode will kick you in the stomach.
Yeah. It will. It's the saddest moment in TV history for me.
Yeah, that's what I have heard that. That's what I always heard about all the regeneration episodes. It's it's real tug at the heart type stuff. Because he's the one Doctor's leaving, and I guess the new one's coming in or whatever. And so I'm kind of looking forward to it. I can't wait to get into more of it and really check it out. So
okay.
I don't know about you, Julius, but I thought with Doctor Who going from Tennant to Smith, everyone was like, don't give him a chance, but Smith nailed it first episode.
Yeah, he did.
I thought his seasons were, first season was great, second season was all right. Then they kind of lost it a little bit, and then you got your, again, regeneration. I was kind of like, oh no. Then he's, really weird regeneration to Capaldi. Loved it.
Yeah, it was like the Matt Smith regeneration was. It didn't really pull my heartstrings. Actually, it was okay, but I thought it was a bit over the top, to be honest.
There were bits of the episode I didn't like, but I liked. I liked the final section. I thought the kind of lead in, but I liked the bit on the TARDIS. That I did.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, that's true.
Alan, what are you geeking out about this week?
I was going to geek out about my latest purchase, but I'll mention it in brief. I got the iPad Mini 4. I downgraded from the Air 2 to get that, but I actually just realised next week is the Season 2 of The Flash.
Oh, yeah.
And I completely bypassed me until I was on Facebook, and it's like, Season 2. I'm like, oh, crap. So I'm really looking forward to that. Last season ended kind of on a massive cliffhanger. We obviously knew he was back, but I do think, there's all these little mentions of the new suits, and there's this new picture from the show, and I think there's going to be an underlying thread where he's too powerful now. That's why he's got the new coloured emblem. I think they're having to siphon power out of him to stop him going. So I think it's going to be a cool season. And then obviously we've got Season 4 of Arrow, so we'll see where that goes.
They're killing it, man. They really are. DC is crushing it on the TV side, like they really are. Between The Flash and Arrow, I'm interested in Supergirl. I'm going to check that out. Gotham,
Legends of Tomorrow.
I can't wait for it too. That's going to be really good. Gotham, I'm not a fan of, and that's crazy because I'm such a huge Batman fan. But I feel like they're just going in such a weird direction with that whole show. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And what I mean by that is, you're sitting there and you're doing whatever, and like my understanding was that like certain villains were the same age as Bruce Wayne, or just a little bit older, and like in reading comics, I never felt like Riddler and Penguin were the same age, or Joker were the same age. I always felt like Penguin was a much older character. I always felt like the Joker was like maybe 10 years, 15 years older than Batman. They're just doing some weird stuff, and they're bringing in characters, and it was like, I don't get where they're going with this, and like, now there's hints that maybe Harley Quinn's coming in, and Harley Quinn she was a doctor, and it was like, that's where that all came about, and it's strange what they're doing, and I'm just not a fan of it.
I personally think tonally Gotham is struggling to find its own voice and its own style. It falls somewhere in the Schumacher, Burton styles. It's got the gothic. It's got a very common. I say it kind of draws humor from the Schumacher, and I think they missed a trick to just kind of go full Nolan, which would have been a more gritty retelling, if you want. I felt
like this. If you wanted to do Gotham and do it properly, what they should have done is they should have pulled off of the Gotham PD series, which was basically Batman is around, you just never see him. And you get little flashes of them. Maybe like occasionally you would find like a villain strung up someplace with a Batman, like, and you would be like, "Oh, there's the Bat again." You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Like I felt like that was the way to go with it, and they did not go that way, and they went with this young Bruce Wayne, and the other thing, like, when in comics did Bruce Wayne ever meet Selina Kyle? Or Poison Ivy, and it's stuff like that that's just like, what are you doing? Like, keep it, like, it just that
strange. Feels like a hangover from the Burton era when they had their thing on screen, and since then it just feels like every time Catwoman gets involved, she's a love interest and the perfect, and then that just got amplified with Dark Knight Rises, which we could do a show on how bad that film is, but.
Which in comics, Batman and Catwoman have always had this sexual tension or like this love interest type thing. It's never really gone full blown, but it's always been there. It's always been this thing lingering in the background, and so I'm fine with that end of it. I just don't like the idea of here's kids and they're hanging out together and they're friends. And it's just like, come on, this is weird,
But will this evolve into like a fully fledged Batman show, or?
No, they're saying Batman will never show up in it. They're saying what I'm understanding is that after Smallville, DC basically said we don't ever want Superman, Batman, or Wonder Woman on TV. So we'll never see those characters in a TV series. Which, honestly, after watching Daredevil on Netflix, watching Arrow and also, I want Batman on TV. I would rather get Batman on TV done really well than a movie. Because, think about it. You're getting 22 hours to flesh out a story and do a storyline.
Yeah.
Where anybody that watched Arrow the last season, that's a Batman story. That's not an Arrow story. Ra's al Ghul is a Batman villain. And that whole storyline was ripped right out of Batman comics. That whole arc and stuff. So for me, I'm like, man, I would rather just skip the movies, because the movies will get 2, maybe 3 hours, and then we don't see nothing again for another 5 years. And I
think Marvel do need a shout out, because I think season 3 of S.H.I.E.L.D. started the other day, which I need to get on. And season 2 of S.H.I.E.L.D. knocked out the park. Season 1 struggled halfway until Winter Soldier came out, and then it was like the master plan revealed, and I think they did a disservice. If you've not seen S.H.I.E.L.D., watch S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of S.H.I.E.L.D. I tried when it started. I tried when it started, and I was just like, nah, I'm not feeling this. But Daredevil, to me, and I can't, and I only got a few episodes into Daredevil, and I stopped. I got to go back and really binge watch. I stopped because I was like, I told Tony, we got to go and watch. I want you to start watching this, because you're really gonna, fall in love, especially when Punisher got announced, and she's a huge fan of John Bernthal, and when he was on Walking Dead, we both really, when he was Shane on Walking Dead, we were like, oh, this guy is amazing. So for us, it was just like, so when I heard that he was coming on as Punisher, I stopped, and I was like, I'm stopping because I'm only a few episodes in. I want you to watch this, but she just doesn't have that. But I know when he comes on, she's going to want to watch it, and I'm like, you can't on season 2. We got to start on season 1. Yeah.
Has season 6 of The Walking Dead started?
No, not yet.
We're turning this into the Netflix and the HBO show, but no, I need to catch up with season 5.
I think this week is the season finale of Fear the Walking Dead, and then next week starts the actual first episode of Walking Dead. Cool. Which you guys haven't watched Fear the Walking Dead yet, have you? You don't have it.
No.
Really good show. The first episode is very slow, and it's just like when I watched the first episode, I was like, this sucks. I don't want nothing to do with this show. And I was like, but I'm going to give it one more try. And then episode 2 picks up, and it's like, boom, it takes off. And because this is basically the start of it all. This shows you where it comes from. Because when you're watching Walking Dead, I never read the comics. I started to read the comics after I started watching the show.
Okay.
I have a compendium, which is like this thick. It's huge. It's like 40 issues. But I found reading the compendium, it felt like it was like a short version of what the TV just felt more fleshed out. Like they were doing more character research. Like they were diving deeper into the characters per se than the comics did. Which I understand the comics, you got to keep flowing and keep moving and all that. So I kind of fell in love with the comics with the TV show and went that way. But in the back of my mind, I always said, and I know they don't talk about it in the comics either, but in the back of my mind, I always said, like, man, what caused this? Like, what was the start of all this? And you sit there and you think to yourself, like, man, the military should be able to stop it or whatever. And when you see what happens, it makes total sense. And it's just like, okay, I got you. So, myself, I'm going to make this real quick. I'm just geeking out about amiibo cards. They really sunk into me, man. I didn't really think I was going to get hooked on the way I did. I've been trading with people through our Facebook group. We started a second Facebook group just for amiibo card trading, and it's cool. It's fun. I find it more relaxing and more enjoyable than the actual amiibo figures. It's not as frustrating as the amiibo figures. Like, it seems like the cards are kind of plentiful. Well, not plentiful, but they're not as difficult to get as the as the actual figures are. Although
how many cards are there?
There's 100 in the first series. I've got
100, and it's all from Animal Crossing, right?
It's all Animal Crossing, yes.
Okay. Wow.
I've got about 70 something, so I'm pretty close to finishing the series, the first series.
Is it easy to get all? Or
so far it's been pretty simple.
Okay.
My wife and I are both collecting separate sets. Toby hooked us up with the album. Him and Karina ordered us. There's an album that came out in the UK. It didn't come out anywhere else, and it's a really cool album. It's a book, but it has the sleeves in it. It's got the silhouettes of the characters. So until you get the card,
we have it in Sweden as well. I think it's all over Europe.
I think it is all Europe, actually. I think that the reason why I say UK was because Nintendo UK was selling it originally, and then it moved to all of Europe. Originally, it was like an exclusive for a bundle package, and that changed. But the United States, they haven't even talked about it. They haven't even discussed it. We get this nice little website where you can click off what we have already. It's
that's something.
I'm going to start buying them, Bobby. Yeah. I'm going to start buying the packs, and then I'm just not going to open them.
You're such an
Will that drive you fully mental?
I wouldn't even care. You know what? I could care less. You're only...
I'll get like one of those cork boards, and I'll just pin them to it, and I can have that as my background. It's unopened amiibo cards.
I don't think Amy would allow that, so I'm not even worried about it.
No, just I told her about my plan to buy the Famicom Rob, and she just looked at me. She didn't say anything.
I'm going to buy it. I didn't get it when PlayAsia put it out. I just was like, I'm not messing with it right now. I will. I'll get it eventually.
Do you have all amiibo now, by the way?
I have them all except for what hasn't been released yet. But I have them all ordered, ready to go.
Okay.
I don't have Rob the Robot, which is the Famicom edition, which he's different in his arms are red. Body's red.
White color.
Yeah, he's white and red. Where in the United States and I think in Europe as well and Australia, he's white and gray.
Like the NES.
Yes. Well, apparently when he was released in Japan, he was white and red. Everywhere else, or is that the way it was? Or is I can't remember if Rob was that way or just because they're emulating the colors of the systems.
I think it's just to emulate the color.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Real quick, let's shoot into what we're playing. Alan, I don't even need to ask you, but what are you playing at the moment?
I'm still playing Metal Gear Solid 5. I know Fulton everything.
It's in your world, in the rest of the world, it's called Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. In your world, it's called Metal Gear Solid 5: The Sheep Herder.
Yes. Yes. Fulton all the sheep. That's my goal. I've actually taken a break from that. I've been so busy resource managing. That's become my thing. I don't even follow the story. It's like I just need more raw materials. I need more bases.
Yeah. Myself, I'm playing the game as well, and we'll kind of jump into that in a moment here. But yeah, I'm deep in that one too, and I'm actually now because I finished Chapter 1. In Chapter 2, the difficulty spike is huge from Chapter 1 to Chapter 2. Everybody's wearing helmets. Everybody's got full body armor. So it's like you need to do a lot more espionage, like sneaking around. And that part of the game I'm not really... Like, I'm cool with sneaking around and maybe taking out a couple of the guards, but not everybody. And that's where it's at now, where it's just like... You know, so it is what it is. But I'm also playing Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer, which I'm enjoying the game. I think it's a lot of fun. It's definitely different, obviously, than the typical Animal Crossing game, but it's more along the lines of, you know, the design aspects and stuff. And you know, that's why I like the amiibo cards, is because I have favorite animals and I've been able to bring them in and design for them. And so if I go out into the town square and I don't see anybody I like, I just go back in and pop the amiibo card in and design for them. So I'm not really going to get into a whole lot. If you want to hear more about that, I was on the episode of the Warp Whistle this week, and the whole object was for me to sell Mark on Happy Home Designer and like what I liked about it and what I didn't. So rather than just kind of giving Warp Whistle 2.0 at this point, I'll just tell you guys to go check out that episode.
Did you get the small new 3DS, by the way?
Yes, I did.
The face.
Yes,
I
did.
Okay.
Yes, I bought that. Because I had been complaining so much and talking so much garbage on Nintendo of America for not bringing it out, I felt like I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't buy it when it came out. So the minute it came out, I was like, I'm going. I went to the store and bought it the next day. So
you and I are kind of polar opposites, because I'm wanting to upgrade to the XL now. But Nintendo UK won't announce the Hyrule Edition, which is annoying me.
That's in the United States. That's a GameStop exclusive. That's not even any. You can't buy that anywhere else. It's just GameStop specifically. So, and I passed on that one because I had the Majora's Mask one, and I felt like there wasn't much of a difference between the Majora's Mask.
It looks similar, but I really want to upgrade because I'm loving Shovel Knight, but playing it on that small hurts my hands.
Yeah.
So
I like the smaller version. I really, really like it. Like, I'm playing it, and I'm like, this is just amazing. So now
I prefer that one as well.
Yeah, I'm at the point now where I'm probably going to start importing faceplates. I would really, really love to see SteamWorld Heist faceplates, but,
that would be awesome.
That would be awesome. I'm telling you right now, I'd have them day one, and I'd be like, talk to Brian, please.
We can fix everything.
Listen, that's good PR. That's very good PR. Yeah. That's your job.
Here's one
some very cool plan for you, so no worries.
Let me try something, Bobby. I've wanted to do this. No, I've got you right.
Okay.
If there's a SteamWorld amiibo where they're having a character in Smash Brothers, right? To confirm that, just awkwardly say nothing and look really uncomfortable for me.
No, nah.
See?
I have to say something now.
Exactly. I put him on the spot.
Oh, no. You got me.
Julius, what are you playing at the moment?
Well, I've been sick for the past week, and I've been playing a lot of, just random matches online in Smash Brothers and Mario Kart. And I've been playing a lot of Professor Layton as well, because I was so bored that I just took. I have all of them, like for the DS ones and the 3DS ones, and I just basically played through everything I had left in every one of them. Mm-hmm. So I've completed the first 5 Layton games to 100% now, but everything. Wow. And I'm doing the same with the last one as well now. So.
Holy cow, that's insane. Those games are long, man.
Yeah, they are, but they're so much fun. And the thing is, I never got bored with. Yeah. I never got bored with any of them.
They are amazing, and they're very good for the puzzles and stuff, and making you really think and try to figure. I love it. It's a fun series. Right now, we're going to jump into our first topic, and our first topic is basically this week. I believe it was in the UK. One of Konami's reps basically said that they are going to continue the Metal Gear series. I want to know what you guys feel, because obviously with this whole Kojima thing and this split, do you feel like this is proper for Konami to do or if they do it, how long do they wait before they do it? Like, do they right now form a development team and start working on Metal Gear Solid 6, or do they just take some time off and then kind of let it? Like, what do you guys feel on this?
Oh, it's a really tough one, because I think they, if they can offer fans something new and exciting, I definitely think they should make like new Metal Gear Solid games because they're high quality productions in almost every aspect, I believe. So of course they should continue if they want to, I believe.
Yeah. How about you, Allan?
Yeah, I'm with Julius. It's make it, but make it for the right reasons. When they said they were doing it, I thought, well, I'm not surprised by that. It's their IP. What worried me was, will they do it right? Because Konami just don't seem to know how to handle their IP anymore. I mean, you look what happened with Castlevania. That's the first thing that jumped in my head as soon as they said we're going to keep going as like Lords of Shadow, and it's like, right, find a developer who's got chops with stealth games or that kind of genre. Don't tie their hands, and I think don't try to emulate what's been done. I think if they try to go out and make Metal Gear 6 with another team that is the game Kojima made, they'll just end up making a mistake. Yeah. So let a team put their spin on it, take the franchise a different direction maybe, and definitely don't go mental with the cutscenes.
Yeah. I kind of feel I come from it at a different perspective, and
okay.
My feeling is this, is I back in the years ago, 10, 15 years ago, I used to draw comic strips. And like they were characters that I created and I made and all that stuff. And it would pain me to think that someone could come in and just because I work for them, just take everything and kind of do what they want with it. And I understand that, yes, they have some right to do that because of the fact that you've been paid for all these years to do the work under their umbrella and all that. But I feel like in a situation where Metal Gear is Kojima, and it's like he created it, he designed it, he did all the stuff, and without him being part of it, I feel like it's just a slap in the face to not only him, but to the fans, because I feel like the people are buying this game because they love Kojima, not because... I think some of it is because they love the Metal Gear series. I think a lot of it is they want to say to Kojima, like, thank you for what you did for us for all these years. Because this is a guy that took the game and he listened to the fans. You know, like, when the fans are crying about too many cutscenes, he cut them out and went a total different direction. Like, he would listen to what the fans were saying and kind of do what we were asking, per se. You know, when people bailed from the series because, you know, like you were saying at the beginning, before we even started up, Julius, how you kind of left it for because the cutscenes were so heavy that you didn't want to be a part of it. You know, you wanted to play a game, you didn't want to watch a movie. He basically stopped that. Like, he went a different direction, said, okay, I hear you guys, and he went a totally different way. And that's the thing, like, he always changed the series, he always did stuff, and I feel like Metal Gear, he's had his fingerprint all over that series from the beginning. Okay. So, for me, how do you do that? How do you, unless they were to reboot the whole series, the whole franchise, which I think that's the only way it works. If they go Metal Gear Solid 6, it's a mistake. It's a mistake every step of the way. You know, you continue off of what basically they did in 5, I think it's a mistake. I think, like Allan's saying, get a development team that's strong at this type of game, this espionage-style game, and just go with it, you know, and start fresh. You know, a Rocksteady or a Naughty Dog or somebody of that caliber that's they've earned their chops, per se, in doing this style game. To me, that's what I feel. I feel like, or you just wait, you know, give it some time to kind of let all this die down, because I think that here's the problem. I think that if Konami puts a game out right now, let's say they put it out in 2 years, 3 years, you know what I mean? Like, they rush it, they get it out the doors, let's say even 4 years. I don't think the fan base supports it. I think the fan base is just going to be like, you know what? It's not Kojima, you know, that's our man, you know. But if they were to go and reboot the series, I really think at that point, if they reboot it, it changes people's perspective of it, and they go, okay, well, it's not really Kojima, it's Konami, let's just go with it. And I think it's a very touchy situation. It's not a really cut and dry what they do, especially when they were sitting there saying that, like, we're going mobile, we're done with consoles. Like, a month ago, that's what they were talking. So if that's the case, and they're going to do Metal Gear Solid Shuffle, I don't want nothing to do with it. Like, like if it's not going to be a Metal Gear game, then I don't want to, and I wonder, not for nothing, no offense to anybody, but I don't want to play a Metal Gear game on my iPhone. That's not going to happen. Like, it's just, I want a console experience, and I want to, especially after playing this last one, I'm so much in love with it, and it's like I don't want to go even to handhelds. Like, I guess I wouldn't mind a handheld so much, but but I wouldn't want to play on my iPhone at all. Like, I like controllers and stuff like that. So,
it's an odd one.
It's definitely
You're right.
Yeah.
They need to leave 5 years and then let the dust settle and then reboot. They can't continue his story. No. I don't think they would want to anyway.
I think you would.
I think that's his story. Yeah, his story's got really top heavy, and the whole kind of we'll go back in and kind of make characters look the same as characters from the future version, and it just all felt very. It reminded me of the Star Wars prequels. Yeah. We didn't need Anakin spoilers, by the way. Anakin Skywalker didn't need to build C-3PO.
Yeah.
But George Lucas's mind, that would be a great trick. Yeah. We didn't need R2-D2. But we'll get him in the entire. It's like you just make your own stories that work. Tell the prequels, but don't try and tell Kojima's story.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think a reboot would be wise, actually. Yeah. Just because it's like, and from what I've heard, at least about Metal Gear Solid 4 and the games afterwards, that everything is like every loose end is tied. There are no loose plot ends or plot holes anywhere. So it's like a finished story from what I've heard.
Yeah.
So it would make sense to just make something new and radically different.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Our next topic we want to discuss is what is your most anticipated games coming this fall? As we're winding down out of the summer, fall is getting ready to kick in. What is on the horizon for you guys that really is on your radars that you guys are looking for?
So many games, too many games, to be honest.
It is crazy.
Yeah, but I think or you can take the
no,
first, Allan.
No, sorry, I'm slightly hungover. I'm just making strange noises.
Sorry, okay, folks. Yeah, I'll make it quick then. Zelda Triforce Heroes, of course, is one I'm looking forward to, especially online play. So if you're getting it, I think we should totally play together.
Yeah,
and what more? Xenoblade. I don't actually know when it's releasing, but
in the United States it's December. I think it's December 5th in the United States. I don't know where it is in Europe at all, but it's probably
I think it's
around the same time.
Yeah, exactly. I think those two are my most anticipated games at the moment. And I'm getting Happy Home Designer next week, so I'm looking forward to that as well.
Did it just come out, or is it you still got another week left?
It just came out yesterday.
Yes. Okay. How about you, Al?
It's weird. I was trying to think of just a few, but I'm looking at it. I think the big one that comes out this month is Uncharted. That's going to be the Nathan Drake collection. I will be all over that. I'm with Julius though. December, Xenoblade Chronicles will be. I can't wait to just get into that. The thing I'm confused about that game is it's 30 hours before I get my giant robot. It's like I have to play the game for 30 hours before I get my giant robot. It's like give me that.
It will be so worth it. So worth it when you get it.
I know. But I would also say Battlefront. I'm skipping over Fallout 4 because I don't think I'll play that this year. I'll wait till next year, wait for the drought, and jump into Fallout 4. But there's so many good games. I just realized Just Cause 3's out soon. Yeah. So much games, so little money.
Too many to play.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's funny because the past couple of years we've all been screaming like, "Where are the games?" And
now they're here.
They're getting ready to hit, and everybody's like, "Wow!" Now they're just going like, "Hey, there's too many games," and it's I was kind of glad that Uncharted got kind of pushed back, because even Zelda, like, I think that Zelda coming out this year would have been horrible. I was kind of glad that they pushed it, because you look at the lineup. I mean, Nintendo probably needed a Zelda, but
they definitely needed a Zelda.
They really don't have a whole lot coming. But for myself, like Alan said, Uncharted collection. I've never played an Uncharted game before.
Oh, you're in for a treat.
Exactly. Yes. That's what and I'm really. It's funny because I really didn't think those games spoke to me, and I know it's not the same game, the same style, anything like that. But The Last of Us, I fell in love with Naughty Dog after The Last of Us. Like, you know, I tried it and I was like, oh my god, these guys are amazing. So I know Uncharted 1 isn't really like anything else in the series, but I know when 2 hits and 3, it's more of, it's more what you like with Naughty Dog and such. Yeah. So I'm really excited to give this series a try and to really, and like the advancements, you can see like the up-res and everything that they've done between the older versions and the newer versions. Yeah. And they've gone in and tweaked some stuff, so that's kind of got me really excited.
Massive shout to Blue Point Studios who did that, because they are just. I tweeted last night that they're like wizards. They can do stuff with any system. You know. Did I notice you got your Vita this week too, Bobby?
Yes.
You bought your code for that. Yeah. Did you get Uncharted for that, or are you going to get that?
I didn't buy any games at this point. I had so many games that are under cross-buy that I could.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Definitely play it.
The issue is that the memory card cost so much money that I couldn't afford a game after. You know what I mean? Like, It was $200 for the system, which is fine. I was expecting that. I paid $80 for a 32 gig, and it's like, really? Like, I could buy a 32 gig for $15 of anybody else's. I have to use a Sony, and it's 32. It's $80. That's insane. Like that. Honestly, I feel like that hurt the Vita. That's one of the resounding factors that basically hurt the Sony Vita, is because for myself, I'm 100% digital on my 3DS because I don't want to carry around a bunch of cartridges. I want to be able to play on the fly. Wherever I go, I have my entire library with me. I can click and go. That thing. Not only that, the games are kind of big, so you can't really download that much. Like, the indie games, I could download a bunch of indie games, but like Uncharted and stuff, you can only do, I think, 8 games if you do the big full scales. And it's like, at that point, like, what's the point? Like, you gotta be kidding me, So, I don't know. I'm right now I've been doing a lot of remote play with it, trying that out. That's kind of cool. That's fun. And I like the I got a lot of indie games I've been playing on there. So I know that it's really heavy indie games and JRPGs, which I'm a fan of JRPGs. I'm a fan of the indie scene big time, and so for me it's perfect. I look at the PS1 classics, go back and so. But also I'm looking forward to Yoshi's Woolly World. I really, really want that game.
You haven't got that yet.
No, we didn't get it yet. It doesn't come out until November.
We're playing it. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
We are.
Represent.
Yeah. Europe representing.
So,
good.
Reggie, I need 5 minutes with Reggie, please. Just give me 5 minutes with Reggie, and I can fix everything in the United States.
Bobby, I don't want to know what you're implying with that. Just give me 5 minutes with Reggie. 5 minutes with Reggie, and I'll get everything I want.
Stop.
Okay.
I'm also looking forward to Fallout 4. Again, I've never played a Fallout game. E3 sold me at it. Like, when I watched the footage and I watched everything about it, I was like, I'm in. Like, I'm totally in. So I'll get that and I'll play that. I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome.
So
it's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
And props to Bethesda for waiting till the game's ready to launch and then saying, "Here's our game. You'll get it in 2 months." Like,
exactly. That's the way to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't mind the whole, hey, we're working on something. It's coming. But the whole, oh, it's coming out next month. Oh, we're gonna push it back. Like what they do with Arkham Knight. Like, oh, it's coming out.
That was a joke.
It's coming out in
it's
October, and then
it got pushed
to February. And then it's not gonna be till June. Like, come on, man, you knew it wasn't gonna be ready till June to begin with. Like, we're not fools. We're not the fools you want us to be. So
they did that for pre-orders though.
Yeah.
Which was a bit.
Yeah, pretty much. Speaking of the fall, something I wanted to move into for our final topic of the show, the Star Fox delay. So originally that was slated for November, I think 22nd was the release date on that, which that's Nintendo's ultimate spot. Like if you look at history at all the big games, it always launched the week before Christmas, or the week before Black Friday, I'm sorry, in the United States.
It was the same with the Wii U, right? It was launched on 22nd of November.
I believe so. Like I know that going back to Donkey Kong Country, the original Donkey Kong Country on the Super Nintendo, that was November 21st. And then you just follow history. Like it's always been, that's been their major release date. Like 3D World, Super Mario 3D World, that was released on that date. A Link Between Worlds was released on that date. I think last year, year before, the Pokemon games, X and Y, and I even believe Ruby Sapphire. Those were done last year, that time. My question is what does Nintendo do? They haven't made any announcements, but then again, they haven't really made many announcements of anything lately. Well, let me correct that. They're making a lot of announcements. They're just not doing the way we're used to with the Nintendo Directs. Do you guys feel like they need something to fill that hole, or do they just kind of do nothing at this point and just kind of ride it out and see what happens?
Well, for me personally, I believe that as long as I get a better game, I can wait for it.
Yeah.
And I'll have plenty of game to play with Xenoblade on my Wii U. I think it will be running for 2-3 months.
Yeah. Do you guys think that they would move a Xenoblade up in order to fill that hole? I'm not concerned with the delay, because I felt like it was getting a lot of bad press, and it needed the polish. It needs a time to get the polish, to do what we know the Platinum Games can do, to do what Nintendo can do, to make it like that game that knocks it out the park. But my question more isn't, I'm not upset about the delay. I'm cool with the delay. I'm all about the delay. More or less, I'm wondering, because of that window, that holiday window that Nintendo always fills with a big game, do you think they throw something in there that we're not expecting, or do you see them move something like a Xenoblade up, or like what's your guys' feeling on that?
It's really hard. What do you think, Alan?
I think moving Xenoblade would be a bad idea, because then they're not going to have a big Christmas game, a big game that kind of lead into the holiday. That's going to be that game. I don't think, though, they've got this magic game they can pull out of thin air that some people are expecting to be a surprise announcement.
Yeah.
I think the biggest problem Nintendo, they've lost two of their biggest games for the end of 2015.
Yeah.
2016 we get NX, so clearly 2016 is going to be a big year for Wii U, but it's going to be its last big year.
Yeah.
I think all they can do now is knuckle down with what they've got, maybe release a couple of the DNA games, and that'll be it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because doesn't next week they make that announcement? Like,
I think
or
that's
this coming week, I think they have a press conference with DNA to discuss their first couple of games that are coming out, which I'm kind of excited to hear. I would like to hear them announce something to do with like a program, like a rewards program or something like they used to have with Club Nintendo or something along those lines. So I'm definitely interested in all that stuff. So that'll be kind of cool.
The one thing I did think, because I think you mentioned it one week, was the DLC. There was a rumored DLC for Mario Kart. Now, was that debunked?
DLC. It was never debunked. Like Nintendo never came out and said this is false.
Then maybe that's their plan.
It would be nice. It would be nice if they came out with some DLC like right around then. Like,
we don't have anything new for you, but here's more content for that game you love.
Yeah,
because the content for that game's been amazing.
Oh, yeah, it has.
Yeah, it has. Wow.
I'm
That's
surprised.
how to do DLC.
See, that was the big shocker for me that E3 they never came out and said like, "Hey, we have more DLC coming for Mario Kart." Like I felt now maybe I'm just delusional and I don't comprehend. Maybe they lost money on the DLC. You know, maybe they gave too much for the DLC. But it
was paid, right?
You paid for it, yes, but they gave so much content. You know what I mean? Like in the two, I think I paid $11 for the 2 packs.
Okay.
Because I bought both packs up front. I didn't do. It was $7.99 for pack 1, $7.99 for pack 2. If you bought both packs up front, it was $11.99 for both packs. But they gave you 8 courses. There's the 2 packs combined. They gave you 8 courses, 2 cups, like 6 carts, and 6 characters. Maybe even 8 carts. And that's
more than 8 courses. Isn't like 16 courses total?
That's right. It's 16. I'm sorry. Yes, it's 8 for pack. One pack was 8. So it was 2. It was 4 cups total, and it was it was. You're right. It was 16. So basically, they were giving you half the game for a quarter of the price of the game. So you figure $60. They gave you what was it? 8 cups, and
I know nothing about like any of these price models, but it's like. There's no physical distribution involved in this.
That's true.
So
it's all digital, so they're probably not making, but it's costing them less to distribute it that way.
I think it was a wise move to have that DLC because it really like it added so much value to the game, and I think for many people it extended how long they played it. Like
I know it did for me.
For years to come, it will be my main party game for I don't know how long.
You know, I know myself and my wife. We actually bought a second Wii U, so that way we could play all together. And I mean, you could play together as a split screen, but the one downfall was if she played with me, if we were playing in a tournament or whatever, her points would reset. So a tournament could go for like a 3 or like you could run a tournament for a week, and we might jump on like 3-4 times to play. But every time we went back, my points stayed and her points were reset. So she was just like, "Oh, you know what? I'd rather change that." And I was like, "That's fine." So we bought the second Wii U. We played a lot with friends at first. Like we had a group of friends. We were getting like anywhere from 6 to 11 people playing with us. And we had a huge group of people playing online. And then we actually, when I started doing the videos more and more and more, this is before we had the Facebook group, we did a tournament one night, and we had about 30 people show up, and we're playing. And we had different rooms going. It was a blast. It was so much fun. So, yeah, and it brought us back all the time. Like, when that content came out, like, we played with a bunch of friends, like, I had like 4 or 5 friends we would announce every night that like every Friday night we were going to play, and I had more and more of my cousins and stuff going like, I'm going to buy a Wii U, I want to come in and play with you guys. And we're like, okay, and the small group that we had just grew and grew and grew. And then it died, we kind of died off, and then that first DLC pack came and we all came right back to it. And it was like then the second DLC pack and it all came right back to it. So yeah, those I don't care what anybody says, that Animal Crossing track, like, that is just amazing. Like, all the DLC packs, like, the Hyrule track was just awesome. So, I'm a huge fan of the DLC that they did. Like, I really think it was good stuff. So, that's true, Alan. They could pop in some DLC and just be like,
maybe a huge Splatoon DLC.
That would be cool, too, yeah. Yeah, I kind of walked away from Splatoon, and I haven't been back for
a while.
It's been a while.
I'm the same.
Yeah, I love the game. It's just there's nothing. Unfortunately, and I hate to be the person that harps on this all the time, but I really feel like the non-existent voice chat hurts that game. Because I had no problem jumping on my friends and all of us playing, but it just stinks that you can't just talk. I don't necessarily have to talk strategy. I just can't talk to my friends, and when I play, like, I play GTA with Toby and stuff, like, a lot of times you're just BSing. You're just talking nonsense, how's your day going and stuff like that, and it's kind of fun. Like, it was funny, 2 weeks ago, when we did the podcast with the four of us, after we got done, we all went downstairs and we all played Mario Kart together. Myself, Tony, Karina, Toby. We logged in to our PS4s to party chat first. Did the party chat, linked in, changed the screens over to play Mario Kart, and we were talking the whole time. And it was like, it's so much fun to just sit there and really get into the gist, get into what the meat of the game is, and that's the social aspect, Unfortunately, we're in an era where you have this ability to play with people hundreds of thousands of miles away from me, and I could play and enjoy it and have a good time, and it's just that one lacking thing. So, and I think that, like, if we had a party chat system or something to play Splatoon, it would be great, because unfortunately not everybody has a PS4, and it's just Skype it's hard when you get a lot of people in the call. It's hard to do a call like that. So I don't know, but I've been wanting to go back and play.
Maybe that's one of the big features that's coming. That would be awesome.
It would be awesome, but I just don't see it happening. So right about now, we are going to wrap this up. We're going to jump into our game that we always play, and it'll be fun to play without Toby this week because he'll be sitting at home playing and listening and like screaming at the phone and stuff, and not really having anything to go. But we're going to play Get Your Facts Straight. Basically,
I'm looking forward to this so much.
Basically, for those that have never played before or never heard how this gets played, what it is the three of us will bring two facts to the table. We'll read them off. Those facts could be true, they could be false, whatever, but we need to read them off, and then the other two people will determine whether they are true or false. Get it correct to get a point, and that's how we go. So let's go with Julius, because I know since the last time his internet went down, he was going crazy because he had these facts lined up. So go ahead and read your first facts, Julius, and we'll me and Allan will try to determine whether you're true or false.
So my first fact is the first banana in a Nintendo game was in Donkey Kong Jr. for arcades. True or false?
Ooh.
First banana in a Nintendo game.
I'm trying to think back to that time. I'm going to say true. Allan, what do you think?
I'm going to go true as well. I have no reason to say.
It is true.
It is true? Okay.
Yeah.
I know in Donkey Kong Country 1 it's not. It's like umbrellas and all this other stuff.
Oh,
and I was trying to think too, was it a banana that you actually got, like as a bonus item, or was it just a banana in the background? So that's what had me, and I just, let me just say yes, if it is, it is. So
yeah, it was true. It's weird that there were no bananas in the first Donkey Kong game, though.
Yeah. But that was kind of, but it also too in the first Donkey Kong game, Donkey Kong was more the villain.
That's true.
As opposed, and Mario is trying to free.
Oh yeah, in Donkey Kong Jr. you're playing as Donkey Kong.
You're playing Donkey Kong Jr. You're trying to get your dad out. Oh
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so that was maybe what they did. Allan, what is your first fact?
Okay, Bobby, don't hate me, but I'm representing because Toby's not with us today.
Don't tell me Sonic.
First fact, Sonic related fact. What is it? Did I make this up? We'll never know. We will by the end of this. Right. So obviously Sonic, the big mascot for Sega at a time when they were going against Nintendo. But did you know that the original version of Sonic was a different character altogether? So much so that he had a female companion / girlfriend who was known as Madonna. Is that true or is that fake?
What did you say her name was?
Madonna.
Okay.
That's. I'm saying that's true.
I'm saying it's false. Just to be that guy.
It's true.
It is.
It is true. Oh. The original version of Sonic. I read this in the Console Wars book. It is true. The character was so badly received by Nintendo of America that they rewrote it completely, flew over to Japan, gave them their idea, and whether or not it's true, apparently a developer cried with the story that he got told about how Tails got involved. But yeah, it's true. Nintendo disliked it so bad. Sega America hated it so much they rewrote the character, and that became the mascot that we know today. So,
wow, that's
interesting.
The bestiality is creepy.
Was it named Madonna after like the Madonna, or was it?
I think the love interest was named after Madonna because they were a big fan and she was popular at the time.
Oh, okay.
But very strange.
Okay, so right now the score is I have 2, Allan has 1, Julius has 0. So okay, so my first fact, it's going to be based on Star Fox.
Mm-hmm.
Fox McCloud's signature vehicle, the R-Wing, it got its name because originally the game was going to be called Star Pirates, and they basically named it after like the whole pirate saying R, and then Nintendo changed it, Miyamoto changed it, and went with the whole Star Fox theme and all that stuff. What they turned around was Miyamoto liked that name, the R-Wing, and just kept it as the game got processed. True or false?
I've read a book or like a huge magazine based in this. I've never heard of it, so I'm going to say it's false.
I too believe you're lying, Bobby.
I am lying.
Oh.
It was based on the letter A. Basically, it resembled the letter A. I don't know where R comes from that, but that's what it was based off of.
Okay.
So
that's
right now,
a really good one.
I always do crazy stuff. Okay, so now the score is myself 2, Allan 2, Julius 1. Julius, what is your next fact?
Yeah. The first Metal Gear Solid was initially planned to be released on the Atari Jaguar instead of PlayStation.
I'm going to say false.
I'm going false as well. I can't believe that even Konami could make that big a stupid decision as to want to bring it to the Jaguar.
You're right. It was actually planned for the 3DO.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
I just googled some.
How far did they get on development of that one then? Do you know?
I don't know actually.
Yeah.
I don't know. I found this cool article with.
The 3DO kind of fell apart pretty quick afterwards.
Yeah.
You know, when that first, I think that system only lasted maybe 6 months to a year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I actually think it was only in the planning stages.
Yeah.
So I don't think they even made the game for it. It was just planned for it.
No. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Allan, what's your next fact?
I had a Star Fox one, but I'm going to put that to the side since we've had one. So, let's bring up, is this true or false? Is this a game? Am I playing with you? Is there something on my phone? It's all part of the wonder. Okay. So, you obviously get the trophies in the Smash Brothers series. In-game, you can collect them as you play. In Super Smash Brothers Melee, if you look at the statue of Daisy, she has a third eye on the back of her head. True or false?
Oh, I know there's something with that trophy, or if it had. Oh, I'm gonna say false because I don't think it's enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna say false as well.
It's true. She has a third eye on the back of her head.
Oh my lord!
I don't know why, but yeah.
Bobby, you should put a picture up of it.
In the back of her head.
Oh wow!
What? Is it her ear? What?
I don't know what's happened. I think it might have meant to be a necklace, but it looks like a third eye for an earring.
That's crazy.
Okay, so I know both of you guys like Batman, so that's why I'm bringing this question today. But Robin, the character, was only originally planned to be in one book, and then he was going to disappear forever. True or false?
What character? I didn't hear his name.
Robin.
Oh. Ooh. I'm gonna say true.
True. I think, yeah.
It is true. Originally, creator Bob Kane wanted to try out Robin in one issue, and Bat editor Jack Leibowitz was against the idea of a kid fighting gangsters. So, and then because when they put him in the book actually sold double the amount of a book with Batman solo. At that point, they said, we got to keep him, and they kept him in.
Oh.
I thought that interesting. That's why I threw it in there. So Allan wins. Allan got 4. I got 3.
Bow to me, mortals, for I am a genius.
Oh, Lord.
I pretty much guessed.
Did I lose?
Yeah. Yes, you came in last, Julius.
Still a bronze medal.
Yeah, listen, you beat Toby. That's all that matters. Toby lost this week, so that's fine.
That's not how we're gauging it.
Toby lost. It's okay. You're fine.
I like that story.
You scored twice the amount of points as Toby did, so that's awesome. Don't worry about it.
Like an infinite amount more points than he did.
You
he has 0.
You crushed him. It's like he didn't even show up today. That's how good it was.
Yeah.
So that is all. Thank you guys for listening. If you listen to us on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, if you're watching us on YouTube, we appreciate that as well. You can follow Julius. Tell them where they can check you out and get a hold of you if they want to talk to you and stuff.
It's at Julius _Guldbog. I don't even want to say it in English because it's crazy hard to pronounce. I think you could say
Guldbog. 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 Allan, they can follow you at Full Fat Gaming, also at Allan _Paxton. That's on Twitter for both of those guys. I am on Twitter, Instagram at the Geek Gurus. Also check out my YouTube channel, which obviously if you're watching the video portion of this, that's where you're seeing it. You can watch some other videos. We got some really good series. Toby started a new Indie Radar series, which is really a lot of fun. Basically, he's just checking out indie games and giving you guys like an inside taste of what's coming up on the indie scene. So that is all. Thank you guys again. Peace, mother.